come back and fix it some more later if we can. Ow, right in the brain.
Welcome back, Nerdangelos. It's me, your guide, Key. In this episode of the Warhammer 40,000 Secret Level Space Marine Paint Set Challenge, we're going to finish this Space Marine using only the Citadel starter brush and paints in the boxed set. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel. At the time of recording of this voiceover, we're at 25 subscribers, halfway to our goal of 50 to unlock live streaming. In this adventure, we're going to create yellow from scratch, just like Rogel Dorn used to make, then silver, and then we'll paint the freehand to complete this piece in principle. I didn't film the base because it's pretty self-explanatory after this episode, but we'll do one more retrospective episode talking about this series. Take it away, Past Key.
We're going to try to make yellow. So the only thing that we have with which to make yellow, which is a primary color, meaning we cannot mix it from something else, is either Retributor Armor, which is a gold color, metallic, or Armageddon Dust, which is a technical base paint that has a bunch of chunky stuff in it. Well, I can't use the glowy stuff or the flecked metal, so I'm going to try first with some Armageddon Dust. So let's just go ahead and try it. Yep, there it is. That is technical paint. I'm going to get the juicier bits down here. We're going to roll some out on our palette. Hopefully you guys can see that. Beautiful. Can we tease out some of the yellow here? This thinner spot, I'm going to try to just over and over again figure out if I can get some yellow. We're going to put a little bit of white out here and hope for the best. Look at that. That's sort of a yellow. Don't discount it yet. Now I'm going to try something on the base here. All right, that's starting to look kind of yellowish. So we have a checker pattern we're going to try to accomplish on the tilt shield here. Let's see what we can do. First, we're going to try to draw it with just straight up white. So let's see here. Pretty tough work with a dull brush, I'm honest. There's the start of something. Then we're going to just keep working lightly, working carefully. Much like when we were covering other parts of it, I turn it around and pull my brush in different directions to try to get some better coverage. Not sure it's working super well, but That's the theory. Okay. We've got partial success here. I'm gonna just kind of quickly re-edge highlight this. Now, the question is, can I tint this yellow with what I've got over here? Let's see. Get the chunks off of it. Boy, something's happening there. Brush is getting pretty gnarly with the chunky stuff from the texture paint. So I'm trying to keep all that texture off of my model. But we are getting some sort of result here, I can say pretty definitively. I feel like we are succeeding what we're trying to do. We're finding some paint in here, aren't we? Okay, we've got something on there. I'm going to go back with my Crag blue and clean up the edges again. This is okay. This is just the normal back and forth of a checker pattern. Something's happening there, folks. We're doing well. Well enough. All right, this is not the best checker pattern of all time, but it is a checker pattern of some sort. Next, we're going to do the Indomitus badge for his campaigning. It's right here. It's the skull over a cross shape. Again, we're losing brush tip here, so hold on, folks. For our campaign badge, I'm going to do a light blue first, so that we can cover up our mistakes kind of easily. I'm gonna do like a little line here. And I'm gonna do a little cross. Point. Like a mushroom skull shape there. You're definitely struggling with this one. This one feels bad. Feels bad, man. You're actually gonna erase this whole thing, because I think that was pretty bad. All right, back to the drawing board. That was a complete failure, basically. Let's try to recover. Let's do a little attempt at an ultramarine symbol on his knee and then his shoulder, and come back and see if we can recover that. Here we go. Don't have any paint on the brush. That's kind of problematic. Ow. Just absolutely no flow off the brush. Incredible. Brush may be smoked after that texture paste. All right, pretty good start, I'd say. I'm gonna take my straight wraith bone, maybe a little McCrag blues mixed in there. We don't know. We'll figure it out. You come back in with some acrylic blue, straight up, and correct this little bit here. Fix the middle a little bit. It's incredible how bad this paint is sometimes. Oh my goodness, just need some consistency. How does that look? It at least looks like an ultramarine symbol. I'll say that. There's one. Oh, we gotta do the important one. Pure wraithbone. Ow. It may have looked earlier like the paint was too thick that I was applying, but in fact, it's sort of a byproduct of doing a really light color over a really dark color. When you do that, it can kind of look chalky or bumpy. And what you need to do is to actually add more paint, but continue to add in thin layers. But when you add more paint, it smooths out. You get the actual coverage you're looking for. So just pro tip, don't get discouraged about that. How does that look on camera? Probably not the best ultramarine symbol of all time, but I do think it is an ultramarine symbol. All right, we are going to take one more pass at nailing this little bitty cross. All right, here we go, just a cross. Okay, some sort of crossy shape. That's much better. Much better. All right, we're gonna just take another little pass at that with some wraithbone. Make sure my brush is fully dried because I want some pretty solid control over this. Okay. Did we do it? We're going to do sort of the same thing. We're going to do a light blue, and we're going to do little lines down his cape edge here. It's going to be really rough. That's all the tip we've got left. There we go. It's pretty rough now, you can see. I'm going to try to do a clean pass with the dark blue, then we can cover up the edges with the wraithbone again. Wow. Immediate fail. And I can't wipe it off. It's just gonna be annoying. I'm struggling to get the right consistency of paint with GW paints because I don't use them that often, except in very, very narrow circumstances. And I'm struggling to get the brush to do what it needs to do in order to make this actually work. So we're fighting two fronts, unfortunately. Doing a lot of cleanup. We're going to be doing a lot of cleanup on this. All right, now we're going to be making some more silver. There's a great gray color. Take that gray and we're going to mix it into our gold. That definitely doesn't look silver to me. So, be back to the drawing board again. Totally new pile. Okay, it's starting to get more where I want it to be. That's something silverish, right? Maybe. You think? Could be. Home stretch.
And that is where we leave off filming in principle for this project. Thank you, nerds, for following me on this journey. It was actually an amazing adventure. I feel like I learned a lot. I certainly learned a lot of patience. I hope you learned something too. The next episode will be a retrospective on this project. It'll be filmed in a different style, and I will show the fully painted miniature. Really, really pleased with how it turned out given the constraints and my unfamiliarity with the brush and the types of paints being used. So that's it from Key. I'm looking forward to moving on to another painting project, which I will share with you all in the very near future. For now, that's Key, and I'm out.